The Professional Bowlers Association, in connection with Killer Bee Promotions, present a unique bowling experience. From Grand Central Terminal in New York, the corner of 42nd Street and Park Avenue in Midtown Manhattan. Welcome to the 2011 Teen Masters at the largest train station in the world. Opened in 1871, restored in 2000. We now move to Vanderbilt Hall, just off the main concourse at the Grand Central Terminal, named for the Vanderbilt family who built and originally owned Grand Central Terminal. And we are in Vanderbilt Hall for the completion of the 2011 Teen Masters. It's time now for the $64,000 Ebonite College Sponsorship Challenge. Hello again, everybody. Mike J. Laneside, a long time, a 16-time PBA Tour winner, and a boys high school repeating champion, and Rachel Vaughn, the girls high school champion. Jason, we have got unbelievable action awaiting for us as someone's going to walk out of here with a $64,000 Ebonite College scholarship.
Can't get any better than that, Mike J. We've seen some thrilling bowling so far today, and I'm expecting nothing less than these two young people over here to perform at their best level.
Well, Las Vegan Zack Hattori won last year. He also bowled at the PBA World Series of Bowling, and I'll let you do the honors.
All right, I'll start with you, Zach. I know that we're no strangers for sure. Did a few clinics with you in the past. Second year in a row. I see a big change in your game. You're getting a lot more confident. How do you feel going into this match against Rachel?
I feel good. I know both of us are going to put it all on the line. I mean, it's a lot of money, so, you know, she's not going to hold back. I'm not going to hold back. We're just going to give it all we got.
And you know that's why we say bowl to win at Ebonite, right?
That's why we do.
Rachel, I know this is your first year bowling the event. You got through the matches really well today. You look comfortable. Are you expecting a big round against my man Zach here tonight? You're going to put the pressure on him?
I think it's going to be really good. I think that me and Zach are both going to bowl very well and put it all on the line and strike more than anything, I think.
All right, well, that sounds good. Best of luck to both of you.
Well, that is going to be a great matchup. Zack Hattori and Rachel Vaughn coming up next, live on Extra Frame, two-game match to determine our $64,000 college scholarship winner. Good luck to both of you. And now we're going to turn it over to Tournament Director Kirk Von Kruger, who is going to conduct our winner ceremony for our under 14 winners. Kirk, take it away.
Kirk Von Kruger will be joining us in a second as he's getting himself ready. Going to be giving the trophies out to the under 14 winners as we are here. Tournament director for the national tour is Kirk Von Kruger. And we'll throw it up to him.
How's it going, New York City? Let's hear it. Oh, yeah. We had some great bowling action here this afternoon for you, and it's not over yet. That championship match is coming up between the high school boys and high school girls champion. The winner's going to take home $64,000 in scholarship money. The runner-up gets $16,000. Before we get started, we'd like to make some presentations. So I ask Gary Becker, Killer Bee Promotions, to come up, please. We have 4 divisions of the Teen Masters this year. The under 14 high school boys and girls, the under 14 boys and girls, and the high school boys and girls. I'd like to introduce them now. The winner of the under 14 girls championship, please welcome Taryn Gray. Come on down, Taryn. How about Ashley Dunn? It's been a long day and has to go bad sometimes, ladies and gentlemen. Congratulations, Ashley. And I invite Wesley Lowe Jr., our under 14 boys champion. These next 2 players are going to see the grand championship match. First, they're going to get their trophy for their winning the high school division. Please welcome the girls' high school champion, Rachel Vaughn. Making our presentation this evening will be Gary Beck, promoter, representing Killer Bee Promotions. Gary?
Trophies, I just need to thank a few people and a few companies. If you look on the banners that are hanging up above us, we've had some partners in this event that this would not have been possible without. The first one that I want to recognize, and I'd like to call him up on stage, is Dexter Shoe Company. We started this event in 1997. Our first corporate partner was Dexter Shoe, and Buck Lapsaddle is here representing them. It's always been extremely important to me to give kids a fair opportunity to do their best. I think kids respond to whatever expectations you place on them, and they're okay with losing as long as they think it was fair. And helping us ensure that our lane conditions are fair for the last several years, since 2006, is Kegel. And I have Dell Warren here, who's the Vice President of the Kegel Training Center. I'd like to have Dell up on stage with us, please. As part of trying to give this event a level playing field, we limited the kids to 2 bowling balls. They had to bowl at Laurel Lanes for 4 days with 2 bowling balls, and now they're here, and they've had to use that same equipment. And without our partnership with M&I having a truly level playing field, where the contest was about the ability of the kids, it just wouldn't have been possible without M&I. I'd like to have Ed Gallagher from M&I up on the stage with us as well. For those of you who were here yesterday waiting for us to open, you know this was not easy. This was the most complicated event that I've ever put together. And I have to thank the folks at the Metro Transit Authority, Jones Lane, LaSalle. All the delays yesterday were my responsibility. They were simply doing their jobs to ensure the safety of the crowd. And they've already invited us back, so it's been a pleasure working with them. I'd be somewhat of a hypocrite. I tell the kids that life is hard at times, and you just have to fight your way through, and we fought our way through, and this event has turned out to be fabulous. So I'd like to thank the folks here who made it possible for us to be inside Grand Central. Just a few of the folks I want to thank. Dave Harris and his wife have donated their time. Kurt Von Kruger here with the PBA Tour, he and his wife have donated their time. We've had the extra frame here giving us splendid coverage. And it's just, I just hope this is an experience, regardless of how well or how poorly you may have done during the past week, that you'll keep close to your heart for the rest of your life. And you'll just think, what we did here. We're in the Wall Street Journal. This has really been a great event. I'm going to turn it back over to Kurt. Dale, come on over. I'm going to let you do the check later, so I'm going to have you step aside right now. You're going to do the check afterwards. We're going to do trophy presentations right now to our 4 national champions. I will make mention of the fact we've been running this event for 14 years. There's a little guy behind me. Well, no, I can't say little guy because you're much taller than Wesley. But he became the first repeat champion of the Team Masters. First time it's been done in 14 years. It was a special shout out to Zack Hattori. Also, Ashley Dunn, she's the only under 14 division winner we've ever had on the girls' side. So right now, there's no one who's ever failed to repeat as a champion of the girls' division. So she said a pretty nice thing.
Thanks, Gary. We're going to start with Ashley Nunn. Ashley is our girls under 14 champion. And Bud Clapsaddle with Dexter will be making the presentation. Bud?
Ashley, on behalf of Dexter Shoe Company, we have all of Team Masters. I'm very proud to award this for you to receive this reward tonight.
Next, the under 14 boys champion, Wesley Lowe Jr. Making the presentation, representing the training center, Mr. Bill Ward.
It was awful fun watching you bowl. I know you have a lot of fans here, and I know this is the start of great things to come. Congratulations on behalf of Kegel Training Center and all the bowling fans out there. It's great watching you.
Moving on to the high school division, these two great competitors will square off in just a few minutes for the Grand Championship title. First, Rachel Vaughn, ladies and gentlemen, come on up and get your trophy.
Congratulations with Dexter. We're very proud of you. Best of luck in the future. Thank you.
Last and certainly not least, our returning champion, the high school boys division from fabulous Las Vegas. Not as cool as New York City. Yeah. Zack Hattori.
This guy to watch. How about I'll give another hand? You surely feel the audience. You do some fun strikes. I watched it all week and know everyone did. And what a promising future you have. Congratulations for being the second-time winner. Good luck.
Ladies and gentlemen, Zack Hattori. Thank you. Bowling fans, very soon we're going to move on.
All right, fans, we are back, and Kirk is going to finish up on a few things here, but right now we are going to get to going and looking at everybody's arsenal and what we got coming up here, so we get the full deal with practice and everything else. So Jason Couch will be joining us in a second with Ron Hicklin, and we'll be bringing it in, and we will go through the new Blueprint software. Jason and Ron have been doing a lot of work, showing us this every round, and it is an unbelievable system. So what they did is charted everyone's grip and everything, and I'll let them explain it as soon as they are set here. Guys ready to go?
Sure, absolutely.
All right. The floor is yours.
Fair enough. So we're using this Powerhouse Blueprint system. As you can see, the tagline is "See it before you drill it." The concept here is basically you have the ability to put in a bowler's information, their grip parameters, their ring size, finger size, the pitches, their positive axis point, all of their delivery information as well. Over here you can put in their ball speed and rev rate and axis rotation, tilt, loft, all those kind of things. So
Pause for Kelsey Missile and the presentation of the colors and our national anthem, and now we are ready to rock and roll, Ron Hicklin.
Yes, we are. That snuck up on me a little bit. They didn't let us know they were doing that, otherwise I've been ready for it. All right, it's all yours now, Ron.
Not a problem, not a problem.
Oh, wait a second, Ron. Someone's singing "Oh Canada." No, I kid. I kid. Let's get into the bowling ball and the lane condition here for this big Ebonite $64,000 scholarship matchup.
Nice. So yeah, kind of as we were describing, you can actually put in all the bowlers' information about their grip. You can also put in their delivery information, such as their ball speed, their rev rate, their axis rotation, tilt, those kind of things. We actually have the ability to put in their standard deviation if you know it. If you don't know it, we've got some typical values depending on what kind of average you are. So basically what this does is this allows us to do some additional computations when it comes to the multi-shot simulations. So this is a really powerful tool. Anyway, we'll go ahead and get out of this. We'll go over to the bowler. We've got him in. We've got Zach. We're going to look at Zach first. Basically, we'll go ahead and go through the whole process. If you were taking a look at his hard ball, you pull it up here. There's the ball right there. And you could go in and you've got his file in there. Get the drill pattern. Go find Zach's hard ball layout because we've already actually got the layout from him. Open it up. It's drilling the ball, putting all the numbers in there. And you can see now we've got the layout, which is really cool because you can see where the holes actually impact the core. You can put a weight hole in the ball and see if it's going to roll over it or not. It gives you a lot of tools, a lot of things you can do with this program from a design standpoint. Also, you can also see the static weights, how much finger weight's in the ball, how much top weight, how much side weight. So that's pretty useful too. It's in aiding you in terms of being able to put a hole in and change those numbers. We switch over to the environment. As you can see, we've got the 2011 Team Masters long pattern in there. We actually have a good way to look at it as well as the environment. You can change it. You can have a wood lane. Cubic AMF is our SPL is what we're bowling on today, so that's what we've selected. Also, you could have the Brunswick Pro-Am lane. You have the ability to do some simulation. What I've actually done here is I've simulated Zach and Rachel with their throwing a hard ball, as well as Rachel and Zach throwing a mission. You can kind of see how their balls would react on this pattern given similar type release conditions. So that's also kind of powerful as well. My favorite thing is this right here. What this is actually the axis point migration, and you're actually being able to also see the track flare pattern of the ball. So Jason, when we talk about track flare, you bowl on tour, and you guys are thinking about layouts. You can use this information to help you properly lay out a bowling ball.
Oh, without question. We go to a different bowling center every week, different lane surface, different lane condition, whether, be from the shark all the way down to the cheetah. And if you look at the axis migration, you notice where the weight hole is that, you see it before you drill it, so that weight hole will work in that particular bowling ball.
Absolutely.
15 minutes of warm-up getting underway. Zack Hattori and Rachel Vaughn are bowling at Vanderbilt Hall. Great crowd assembled here. Twin bleachers on either side of the special one-lane bowling installation. And Rachel Vaughn getting warmed up along with Zack Hattori. Zack, the first defending champion to win again, to repeat as boys high school champion. Zack and Rachel are going to do battle for a $64,000 full-ride college scholarship. $16,000 to the runner-up. Seeing exciting competition here today, and it's now time to have the boys take on the girls.
It'll be interesting, Mike J. This is what we've been waiting for. One of these two young kids that's live is going to change in about a half an hour. And $64,000 college scholarship on the line. 2-game match, best of 2. And you think this one's going to come down to sudden death again? One ball for your college future?
That would be an amazing thing, and we will see if that comes to pass. But yeah, one shot at taking care of your college education.
I mean, looking at all the matches we've seen so far, it's a pretty good indication we may see some overtime.
Jason, what's it like? I mean, obviously a 3-time Tournament of Champions, 3 in a row. What's it like to bowl for that kind of money, to have to bowl a game for that much? I mean, what goes through your head?
Well, I mean, obviously these two youngsters are going to experience a lot of emotion in this round, and Zack is definitely very experienced after winning the year before. But you have to put the monetary value aside, and you have to concentrate on your game. You know, just focus on the game. You bowled well all week to get here. Just get out there, make some good shots, and it sounds like a cliche, you know, but you could be your own worst enemy. You know, stay focused on the task at hand.
Yep, that definitely good advice. I was like saying, how can we put our fan base here on Extra Frame? How can you get them in there and in the kids' heads is exactly what's going on, and a lot of pressure. I mean, look at the crowd that's in here. It's just packed. You can't get more, and they're standing probably 10 deep in the back to watch this. And you see the shot in the back there of just how many people are here. This has just been a tremendous, tremendous event, and I tell you what, congratulations to everybody that's been involved in it, Ebonite and Dexter and the Kegel Training Center, and everyone's worked tremendously well together to get this thing done, and I just can't wait to get this game over and see what happens.
I tell you what, they both look relaxed. You know, I think all the pressure is somewhat off them after winning both their divisions because that's what they came here to do.
Yep.
And now, you know, obviously you can make it a very special night, but I just think that they're going to be more aggressive out there, and it should be interesting to see how Zack's rev rate affects Rachel being the straighter player.
And if it does, I mean, they might play completely different zones of the lane where their balls won't even intersect till they're going through the pins, depending on how far left Zack decides to play, which for Rachel, that would actually be an advantage that he gets away from her, because then he won't affect her hold through the front.
Right.
So we'll have to see. That's all. I'm going to leave the, now they're back bowling again, I'm going to leave the dual shot on so we get an idea of the area of the lane and the balls that are going down there, and just see how they're breaking them down and what they're doing, because obviously big difference in styles here between the two players. And I mean, I would think strategy-wise that Zack would want to get in the area where Rachel's playing and make it hook and throw practice in that zone, not as much worried about striking, to know that in the last few shots he can just move left and then figure it out within a couple balls. I mean, strategy-wise, against a straighter player, you want to make them move left, you want to make them give their angles away. So we'll have to watch practice and see what happens.
Mike J., what's your take on this match?
I think it is going to be interesting to note that Zack Hattori struggled in the first game of his semifinal. He shot $130. So for those that come in and say, well, these boys versus girls matches, I know who's going to win, I'm not so sure. A lot of things can happen here. The variable nature of the lane pattern that's out there. We've seen Hattori struggle, and we've seen Vaughn have success. And out on the Pro Tour, we've had some ladies have success. So one time, anything can happen. This is a two-game shootout, best of two.
And no guarantees in this sport. And you know what, Mike J., we got a few minutes here. We should take an opportunity to welcome all our new Extra Frame $5 deals here for the Team Masters special that we ran for this. The $5 application where you got to see it for the first time and see all the action here. And Extra Frame is the video service of the Professional Bowlers Association. And we thank you for joining and welcome you to the finals of the Teen Masters. $64,000 sponsored by Ebonite to the winner of this two-game match here. And if they do tie, it will go into a sudden death one-ball roll-off. If you'd like to chat with us in the booth, you can post your comments and questions on our Facebook page. Just go to Facebook, become a fan of the Professional Bowlers Association, and there is a chat window opened up there, and you can post your question. Who are you rooting for? Who you think is going to win? Or if you have a question for us, Mr. Couch, or myself, or Mike J. Laneside, you can put it there. There also is a little blue box on the bottom right of your screen with an F on it, and that opens up the ever-popular fan chat. And while we are live, you can chat with all the fans that are watching during the worldwide Extra Frame Video Network. Although we do not watch that while we're in here in the booth. So if you have a question for us in the booth, go to to the PBA Facebook page and post your questions there. And if you want to know what's going on in the world of the PBA, Mike J. does a tremendously good job updating all the social networking and anything that's going on. You can find out who's winning the regionals, who's doing what pros' birthdays, you name it, it goes on. So all the latest and greatest is going on Facebook. So welcome to everybody. We appreciate you subscribing and checking this out, and this is going to be one really, really good event. And we hope you'll stay on and subscribe. Extra Frame does everything behind the scenes for the PBA. You can see all the qualifying, all the pregame, postgame, anything there is, match play. It's all behind the scenes of every pro national tournament that we do. And we have 4 exclusive stops coming up this year, Mike J., where it's just Extra Frame for the finals, too.
First time ever, 4 Extra Frame only events will be a part of the 2011-12 PBA Tour schedule. Your $5 sub is good through August 8th, and you wonder,
why couldn't I remember that?
What's going on in the world of bowling until the PBA Tour kicks in again with the World Series of Bowling? Well, one thing is the bowling dock's going on the road in August. Second thing is there's an unbelievable video library there. ESPN telecasts, the Tips and Equipment channel, much more. So while you have your $5 sub through August 8th, take advantage of the entire video library. And if you decide, hey, this is a great value and a great service, $7.99 a month, $64.99 a year, we appreciate your support of the PBA.
Busy month for live programming coming up in August with Extra Frame. As soon as we're done with this event, we go to East Coast action in the Eastern Regional in York, Pennsylvania, the finals of the East Region event there on August 7th. The 11th, we're in Hammond, Indiana at the National Senior Tour stop. The 14th of August, we're at the Central Region action in Marion, Indiana. That is Ronnie Russell's hometown regional. The 16th of August, we are back out on the National Senior Tour at Decatur, Illinois with the finals of that event. The Central Region on the 21st of August in Coldwater, Illinois, and that is Brian Kretzer's regional, and all the top professionals bowl that added money event. And August 25th, the Senior Tour nationally finals in Jackson, Michigan, and then our final stop in August on the 30th. We are at the National Senior Tour event in Dayton, Ohio. And also on those Senior Tour events, we do show the last round of qualifying too in those events. So the day before the finals, you also get programming in there as we fire up Extra Frame the day before. So lots going on, and I'm going to be a busy boy for the rest of the month of August there, Mike J.
Absolutely. We look forward to your coverage, and I'm going to try to join you on a couple of Senior Tour stops. And Jason Couch, while we were selling some soap, what did your eyes detect with our practice here?
Well, I think Zach is definitely trying to work the lane a little bit. He started off practice throwing his plastic ball, so I don't know if he was trying to push the oil down further to make Rachel work a little harder, or did he indeed throw this plastic ball inside of his target so he can create a little hold for himself? Rachel's just going business as usual, just trying to get loose and playing the track area on the lane, just trying to get ready.
Well, what you've seen is what Extra Frame can provide. We're not ESPN. We don't have a $20 million production truck parked in the street, but we were able to bring you live coverage of the trophy ceremony with all 4 winners, and we do the best we can to move cameras around. So on the one hand, we're a little bit more flexible. We can do all kinds of interesting things, including setting up at the world's largest train station at Vanderbilt Hall. We are literally steps from 42nd Street in the Big Apple, New York City. And we hope that you've enjoyed this coverage of the 2011 Teen Masters from Laurel Lanes in Maple Shade, New Jersey, and now the finals at Grand Central Terminal in the Vanderbilt Hall. Mike J. Laneside, alongside the bowling doctor, Jeff Markey's always got the front 5.
Ah, yes, Mike J.
And a man who's won 16 times on the PBA Tour, including 3 consecutive Tournament of Champions victories, including a win last year back on the winning train at the train station's Jason Couch.
Hello, Michael.
It is exciting to be here, and we are awaiting our first shot in competition as Rachel Vaughn and Zack Hattori will bowl for a $64,000 scholarship presented by Ebonine, and Zack Hattori is going to make a second appearance at the World Series of Bowling, and Rachel Vaughn is going to get a shot starting November 4 at South Point in Mike Moniak's joint at South Point.
Can't wait. Get back to South Point again. November 6th through the 20th will be the World Series of Bowling. South Point Hotel Casino in Las Vegas, Nevada, just south of the airport on Las Vegas Boulevard. Mike Moniak, if you ever get into that town, you want to go to that bowling center and check it out. That is a palace. Beautiful place. Good food in that place, too.
Long work hours, my friend, long work hours.
Yes, we will be experiencing them again. I got very used to the 4 hours of sleep for a week and a half straight. but it's all worth it.
A lot of hard work at the Extra Frame. Jason Thomas is the only guy I know that doesn't work all those long hours.
Jason Thomas, uncensored, has been doing a great job for us this week. Don't want to pat him on the back too much because then he'll get used to it, but it's okay once in a while. He does all the video and updating stuff for us online. Everything you see on PBA.com that has to do with video or YouTube or anything that we're doing here on Extra Frame that has special graphics, that is all from Jason Thomas, and I don't know where we would be here at Extra Frame if we did not have him through the camera work and everything else. So we do pat him on the back once in a while, but we definitely don't want him to get too much of an ego because he'll expect it all the time.
Paul Warner, fan of the PBA on Facebook, his daughter Adele almost made the finals of the Teen Masters in the under-14 girls division, and he reminds us of a little Teen Masters history. He said the last time there was a boy versus girl match, Danielle McEwen was the winner. So there is precedent at that Teen Masters in Las Vegas a couple of years ago.
There you go. You never know. In a game or a two-game, like Jay, anything can happen.
Yeah, there was another little match at the second Clash of Champions where I believe Linda Barnes beat Sean Rash for that title. So it has happened.
Yes. In a one-game situation or anything like that, anything can happen. And the longer and the more games, the cream always rises to the top, and the stronger player will always emerge. But when you crack it down to one game or one ball, anything is possible.
Two-game match. Win one, win two, you're the champ. Go 1-1, and we will have a sudden death roll-off. And how exciting would that be? One ball for a $64,000 full-ride college scholarship.
I cannot imagine the pressure that's going to be on either one of these two young kids when it comes down to that, if it comes down to that. But
and the runner-up is not going to go away empty-handed. $16,000 in scholarship money will go to the runner-up. Great bowling assembly. Look at that crowd gathered here and gathered 6, 8, 10 deep behind at Grand Central Station. If you're looking to the right, 42nd Street along Midtown Manhattan, and to our back it's the actual Grand Central Terminal with points of access to the Big Apple and out around the Northeast. 750,000 people a day come through this terminal. Many of them have stopped to check out a little bit of the action here at the Teen Masters. And there's a look at the beautiful main terminal. If you're familiar with that commercial where the gentleman starts his dance a little early, that's where we are. And the folks continue to stream in and out of Grand Central here in New York.
Ticket counters, all the different lines listed up there. Go up and get your tickets, go out to the lines. This is a huge, huge complex here.
Largest train station in the world. And Director of Tournament Operations Kirk Von Kruger is instructing each player they have one more practice shot remaining.
Then it is game on.
Zack Hattori will start the match. The choice was dictated by a coin flip. And wouldn't you know it, Gary Beck did not return the coin.
Oh, and he's not even on headset to defend himself. But I wouldn't doubt it.
It's the truth. I gave him the quarter myself.
Tell you what, Mike J, it's been a long week. Been a lot of action. Seen a lot of bowling. And now we are down to two.
And then there was two. Final thoughts, Jason, as you take that last warm-up shot from the player's perspective.
Well, both the players are just ready to really get started. 15 minutes is quite a long time. Not so much when you have one lane, but certainly with two. But I think they're just ready to get it on.
So here we go. The final match of the 2011 Teen Masters. Boys high school champion Zack Hattori, girls high school champion Rachel Vaughn. One two-game match to determine a $64,000 full-ride college scholarship. Here we go. Here we go. two-time champion in the boys high school division at the Teen Masters. He's grabbing for the Mission 2.0. We're on 42 feet of the Kegel long oil pattern. Here we go. Two-game match to determine a full ride college scholarship. .3610 for Hattori. 18 years old, out of Las Vegas, Nevada. Originally from Oceanside, California. Little backup delivery. Covers the 3-6-10. Now our first look at Rachel Vaughn, the girls' high school champion. She defeated Gabriella Mayfield in overtime with a strike to become the girls' high school teen master. Now here's her opening shot against Hattori. How about 10 back for Rachel Vaughn?
Not a bad start opening up.
Mr. Hattori, you no scare me.
It's like she's loose and smiling. It's a good sign.
Actually got a chance to talk to them beforehand. And they are actually roommates at this event, and not in the sense that you're thinking. As Hattori rings at 10. Zach's dad Tom lets us know that Zach and Rachel were rooming together with the Young family. So Zach and Rachel getting to know each other. And now they find themselves in competition for a full ride college scholarship. Clean through two for Hattori.
He started off a little slow this afternoon in the match as well, but then got on a big string after the first couple of frames.
And in the semi, he struggled in the opening game too, so maybe Vaughn can take advantage. She's on a strike, second frame. And a double for Rachel Vaughn. Catching one on the cross.
And we saw a few of them in her last match too, so that is not like that's a rarity. So plays a little straighter. If she's going to miss, she's going to miss in. She's not going to miss right. And carried a few cross hits in the last match on her way to her title. So.
All right, so the pattern that they selected for this match was the long pattern, 42 feet in length. You notice it, if I can pull it up here for the bowling doctor, here we go.
Yep.
42 feet in length, and there is some build up in the middle of the lane, but you definitely have to get your angles right to the front of the lane. If you're on the right side, which both of them are, you'll see she'll be right around the 9-10 board, holding it up against this oil line, where Zach will be starting in around probably 16 to 17, getting it out the same spot down the lane, right around 9-10, just using a little more angle with his rev rate.
Oh, no! The 4 does not fall down.
Tell like her attitude, she's having fun, she's smiling.
Well, each player, by virtue of being here, is guaranteed at least a $16,000 college scholarship. The winner gets 64. Nice cover. 10-pin lead for Rachel Vaughn. This is game 1 of a best-of-2 match. You heard me right, best-of-2. If we get a tie after 2, we'll have a one-ball sudden death roll-off for the scholarship, presented by Ebonite.
Just had a little shout out from Rick Hardings in Coldwater. Just wanted me to tell the bowling doctor they're looking forward to seeing you over there in a few weeks.
Oh, I'm ready and raring to go.
18-year-old Zack Hattori.
Great event they run.
Absolutely. Looks like Zach's still struggling a little bit on the fresh, which is not uncommon with guys with a little higher rev rate. But at some point, that lane's going to start opening up. And so she better stay out on top of him fairly early.
Yeah, the longer this match goes, the more it gets in favor of Zach.
With his scholarship money, he would attend perhaps Marion University, perhaps McKendree University. 64 grand would make that a good decision either way. Spare for Hattori. He trails by 10. Here comes 16-year-old Rachel Vaughn, originally from Atlanta, Georgia, now residing in Port St. Lucie, Florida. She goes to high school at St. Lucie West Centennial. Junior, graduating next year. Got a 10-pin lead. She's clean through 3, double and a spare, working now in the 4th. And they all fall down. 3 out of 4 for Vaughn.
Sitting next to Mike Calderon, Mr. Ebonite, doing a great job this week, working with all the kids. One of the great up-and-coming ball tech coach guys there are in the industry.
I worked with him a few weeks ago at the Ladies U.S. Open. Helped me out there. 4 balls on the show there. But he did an outstanding job all week.
Hattori lost his balance and pays the penalty. Greek Church. Open through 5, and Vaughn can step on the gas here.
Like we said earlier in the matches there, Bowling Dock, that you go through the face on this lane with the baseboards being where they are, kickbacks, you're paying max penalty.
Yep.
Old school bowling.
Comes up high, but just a 3-pin for Rachel Vaughn. If she gets the big scholarship, she's thinking about attending Robert Morris, McKendree, Lindenwood, Vanderbilt, or UMES. A 27-pin lead for that young lady. 16-year-old Rachel Vaughn from Port St. Lucie, Florida, in a 2-game match with a 2-time boys high school teen master, Zack Hattori. Plus 27 for Vaughn. We're halfway through game 1.
About time for him to get lined in here. Probably going to be a little bit of a move, not too much, since he felt like he threw a bad shot the last frame.
And Hattori with a 7-pin.
Well, guys, I just think he needs to get his feet a few more boards left, create a little more angle to the front. Ball will push down lane.
A little bit of that, maybe a hair softer when he does that too.
Bowlers are going to have to put the blinders on too, folks, because I'm hearing more people in the crowd and probably more people that don't know bowling etiquette, and we're getting a little stray noise in this and that, and somehow they're going to have to block that out.
I think it's getting a little quieter than it's been in here too.
Vaughn plus 27. And lays up on the 10, but they'll have a spare. With a pick, she'll get plus 26 after 6.
She had a tough time making those all day today.
So Zack picks up some pins on the bench. He's now down 15.
You know what, though, Mike J? I mean, look, tough situation. Bowling with all these people watching, misses a 10-pin. Look at the positive attitude. She's not worrying about it. She's worrying about the next shot. She's smiling. That is how you become a good bowler. You got to let it go.
That's why I never became a good bowler, bowling doctor. Zack Hattori now minus 15, working the 7th. I can't let it go. And here comes Zack Hattori. What happens when the opponent gives you a break, Jason Couch?
Take advantage of it, and for you people at home, no, he cannot hear me talk, and he did move in. Soften up.
All those thoughts go through the bowler's mind, whether you're on the lanes or watching.
Just such an instinctive, smart player. You know, you're thinking the same thing he is, and you're a how many year veteran on the PBA Tour?
He's a vastly improved player over the last 2 years.
And perhaps Rachel losing her look. 8 count.
That was a little up and in.
Yeah, without question, that was definitely trying to steer that one in there.
I don't know if she might have walked a little right too. She looked further right with her feet than I thought she was on the ball before. So,
well, a good spare there, and Miss Vaughn is plus 15 on Zack Hattori entering the 8th frame. Zack is our 2-time winner. He won this division at the Masters last year, and he won again. Member of Team USA for 2011. He's thinking about being a doctor or an engineer when he goes to school. 64 grand would make it a lot easier. Minus 15 pins. He's up in the 8th. Strike up can cut the lead to 5 with a double. There it is. Single pins. Here comes Zack. The Zack attack. Doubles, 7th and 8th. Now back on Rachel Vaughn. She likes the groove. Listens to Kanye, Nicki Minaj, Rihanna, Beyonce, Jay-Z. Now she's only up 5 pins. Working the 8th on a spare. Seven pin.
She was saying hook, and I thought that was a pretty good shot. I'd like to see every ball go there.
Right. That was a great shot.
Every one
for
of
him.
them. So, but that tells me she thought she missed right.
Spare for Vaughn. Sliding down the skinny jeans.
There it is.
I owe Rob a quarter every time I say that. Now 9th frame, Zack Hattori steps up. He can strike and take the lead for the first time in this game. His only blemish was at Greek Church in an open back in the 5th. Since then, 9 spare and a double solid in the pocket. And now a strike to take the advantage. Frame number 9. Light. And he can't shake the 7 just like Rachel couldn't.
All coming down to the 10th frame if he spares it up here.
Both players with quality shots just couldn't shake that 7 out. And a spare, 151 in the eighth. Spare up for Zack Hattori. He trails by 5 pins as Rachel Vaughn steps up, and Jason Couch, a foundation strike in the ninth, would go a long way for Rachel.
It would certainly go a long way, Mike, because it would allow her not to be shut out no matter what Zack does.
It's going to cross. Lucky to leave just a 10 there.
Don't think this was the spare she was looking to shoot in the ninth frame.
Probably not.
Missed one of these earlier. That's always in the back of your head when you miss one of those. And missed it the other way.
Open door, boys. Open door.
Best Rachel Vaughn can do now is 194. Zack Hattori can shoot 201. So that means double and 8, and Zack Hattori locks out Vaughn. Tough to take for Rachel. 2 10-pin conversions. She's on top of the situation, but now Zack can lock her out. Double and 8, 10th frame. A little lighter that time, and he got the shake on the 7.
What do you think, Bowling Doc? He either chases the eyes a little right or just gets a little softer?
I think he just gets softer.
I totally agree.
Anytime the way the V opens up and the shim opens up, the worst thing you could ever want to do is move back right into it. It's just going to hook at your foot. You're better off staying in it and letting him try to hook back even more.
You see Brittany Hamilton there, the human ball return. Human pin setters down lane. Jason Couch said it earlier. This is old school bowling, folks.
At its best.
We're enjoying it at Grand Central Terminal on 42nd Street and Park Ave in New York City. Strike an 8 for Hattori, and he'll take game 1. That got outside. No, Rachel Vaughn is going to have a chance to win this game. Spare for Hattori gives him 191.
She would need double and 8.
Same situation that Zack faced now is in this young lady's lap.
Double and 7.
And that could be interesting. 180, 190 for Hattori. All any bowler wants is a chance to step up and get the job done. And now Rachel Vaughn has that opportunity. Two strikes, an 8, and 7. 2 strikes and 7, and she will take game 1. No, Zack Hattori takes game 1. But don't let it get to you, Doc, because Rachel still has a chance to
yeah, she does. And you know what?
Figure out a line here.
See, she's getting a little frustrated there because she knew that game was hers. She had the opportunity to get that game, and a couple missed spares and a couple bad shots. Any one of them, and she just needs to show up in the 10th frame. So tough break for her, but I'm sure she's going to recover.
Yeah, the only blemishes on her score were 2 missed single pins, any one of which would have given her the win in game 1. But there's the information ball. She finds the pocket. Use that info going forward. Final score game 1, Zack Hattori 190, Rachel Vaughn 184.
And down to Jackie Bowen. She's got Zack Hattori. Go ahead, Jackie.
Zach, you made it through the first game successfully in your favor. What is your strategy for the next and final game?
The same as been all tournament, just going out, making good shots, and just seeing how it plays out, making shots I know I can, and see what happens.
All right, best of luck to you. It's your Powerhouse Report. Back to you guys.
All right, Jackie, thank you. And we will get going here So Zack Hattori wins this game. He wins. If Rachel Vaughn wins, they go to sudden death.
$64,000 college scholarship on the line. And one more game left here at Grand Central Station. Reminded of another male-female match of some note when Kelly Kulik beat Chris Barnes at the Tournament of Champions. Rachel Vaughn versus Zack Hattori. We begin game 2 with Hattori up 1-0. Zack's on the board, spare first frame. Now Rachel attempting to apply the knowledge she gained from that fill ball, which was her first strike in 6 attempts.
Still giving her some advice. Get through it. Get through it. You can see with the arm. That's some good coaching.
Fits it up there, gets him to drop. Vaughn, as she did in game 1, starts with a strike. What a beautiful noise ringing off the marble in this ornate, beautiful building, Vanderbilt Hall at Grand Central Terminal. Live extra frame coverage we're glad you have decided to watch with us. And I am Mike J. Laneside alongside the bowling doctor, Jeff Mark. He's off in 3 minutes ahead of the world.
Ah, yes, Mike J. Yes.
Let him prove it to you. And 16-time winner Jason Couch as Zack Hattori up a game. Even scoring here in game 2, second frame on a spare. Comes up high, avoids the split.
Got to get it to the spot, son. Got to get it to the spot.
I think he didn't like his footing on that one. His footing was off on that shot, too.
Spare conversion, 6-10.
Important shot here even early in game 2 for Vaughn to make a statement that she has control of her game. Throwing a double at Zack lets him know she's still around. Finished 30th at Junior Gold in 2010. Vaughn working on a strike second frame. Crossing doesn't get the 6.
The shots she keeps getting up the lane, they're just hooking early because Zack's laying it down right in that area.
Yep. I said she also, you know, her tendency and her miss is going to be left, and but he's not. He's just taking away all that hold, and I mean that's what a higher rev weight player will do against a straighter lower rev rate player is get inside of them and take their yank away, and I think though she's got a little more hook to the right than she thinks she does.
Correct.
And I think if she moved a little bit into it, her eyes would open up a little bit.
Sail wide, avoids the washout. 7 count for Hattori. It's more fun to get your ball handed back to you by a pretty girl than picking up off a sterile ball return. spare for Hattori. He trails here by 5 pins. He's got game 1. This woman, 16-year-old Rachel Vaughn, attempting to even things up so that we would perhaps go to a sudden death roll-off for a $64,000 Ebonite scholarship. Could it happen? You're watching it live on Extra Frame with us. She leads by 5, third frame. Baby split.
Keep going to the head pin. What's going to happen, Doc?
Yeah.
You're going to start paying the penalty, my friend.
Sooner or later, it's going to happen. And usually it's sooner. Speaking from experience there, Mr. Couch.
Yes, sir, unfortunately.
Fit it? Nope. Open frame. 47 open now for Rachel Vaughn and giving Hattori an 8-pin lead on the bench.
As the opponent, this is where you're supposed to bear down and give us some real quality on this one.
Okay, when your opponent opens, what do you do?
Step on their throat.
Yep. So we're gonna go change a little tape in between frames here. So
take your time. Make a good shot.
Comes up high, and again a footwork issue. So gives it right back to Vaughn after she handed him the lead.
a little surprised, and he's looking frustrated.
.61 open for Hattori through 4. 6-pin lead now back into Vaughn's lap as she continues to work on her Ebonite hardball.
Got her tape right. So last match she was dealing with tape issue too, so they're going through a little. It's obviously very hot in here. Hands are sweating. Tape's changing a little bit.
Mike J's a happy camper. He got his quarterback from Mr. Beck.
Somebody must have been listening out there and texted him, and whoever that was, I owe you a beer. Collectible at any time. Just tell me Beck quarter, and you are covered for the evening. Here's Vaughn in the 4th.
Beck quarter.
And Rachel Vaughn is back in the pocket. Don't count this young lady out.
And guess what? When your opponent opens, what do?
You step on their throat. Six-pin lead for Rachel Vaughn, 16 years old. Teen master in the high school girls division. Taking on the boys champion. He's now won twice in a row. The winner gets a $64,000 Ebonite College full ride scholarship. Hattori working the 5th frame now after the open. Light carry. Often we talk about the first double in the match. The first opportunity for that belongs to Rachel Vaughn. She can turn a 6-pin lead into 16 with 10 back here. She's now working the 5th. She needs this game to force a sudden death roll-off for that big scholarship. Rachel Vaughn carries the 7. 16-pin lead. Game on, Mr. Hattori.
Time to answer the call.
Zach's got to strike up, which means he can cut that lead right back to 6 with a strike. Let's see how he reacts to the gentle shove from Miss Vaughn. it is, pocket smash. Rachel on a double, though, looking for more as we enter the 6th. And the pressure just ratcheted up just a little bit more. 2 more clicks on the power socket. 6th frame.
It's going high.
Big break on the cross, and Rachel Vaughn is in business. Back to 16-pin advantage.
Is that her go-to shot, Doc?
Tell you what, she's had very good fortune throwing it over there. I have to say that. Tougher pattern. Someone that's afraid to throw it to the right. Just they don't have the rev rate. It's where it's going to go.
Absolutely.
Was Zach asking for a re-rack there?
That's one thing we haven't seen.
Don't need a re-rack when the pins are set on those little pins. Zach in a double can cut the lead to 6, 7th frame. And that he does. Turkey apiece now for Vaughn and Hattori.
Great match.
Isn't that the way? It's like a baseball game. No one can buy a hit, and then all of a sudden one team hits, the other team hits. It's the same in this sport.
Absolutely.
So now Rachel leads by 6, looking to extend her strike string. She's got 4 out of 6 in this game, too. Didn't get the love that time. Baby split on the cross. Open frame. 133 open now for Rachel Vaughn through 7.
Zach can apply some heat here for sure. It's another one in the strike department.
Gary Beck breaking out the big check in the background. I hope whatever college is chosen has a big ATM.
For deposit only.
Hattori now given an opportunity. Can take control of game 2 and the match with a strike in the 8th frame. No, just high enough for a 4-pin. With a spare, Zach will have a 7-pin lead. This game is not over. Nice kill shot. Spare for Vaughn, or rather Hattori, as Vaughn steps up. Eighth frame for Rachel. And the money ball. We're not done yet. Rachel -7, but a strike up. We enter the 9th frame.
As we like to say on our tour, Bowling Doctor, she is going to the well.
And there is the check. Right next to Eddie Gallagher. Brand manager Ebonite. Right on over to the action.
140 through 7, spare up in the 8th. Hattori now working the 9th. He's +7 and +1 game. That comes up high. Fortunate
break.
to avoid
Good
the
break
baby
getting
split.
9 there, boys.
Yep. He has not looked comfortable this whole match. Just has not looked comfortable.
No, you want to know who's not looking comfortable is probably Tom sitting on the couch.
Tom Hattori, of course, at home in Las Vegas. Has been watching this entire event. Hattori spares. He's leading now by 6. But Rachel Vaughn can step up in the 9th frame, and if she knocks them all down, she would have the lead here in game 2.
What do you think for Zach, Jason? Couple left, a little bit of angle, let it roll a little bit more?
Absolutely, sir.
That's what I'm reading.
How about Rachel?
She just has to execute a good shot. Needs her follow through is most critical thing for what she's doing.
Didn't cross that time. 4-7, or rather 6-10.
The well has run dry. You know, they both have looked very uncomfortable, but they've had their stretches where they've thrown a few in a row.
Yep. Still think she can move 3 or 4 to the left, and she would not miss. That's easy to say sitting back here. Another thing when your college future is riding on every decision you make.
Correct.
Well, Hattori stands in the 10th frame. He leads by 6. It's a shutout situation.
Both on spares.
I'd chase this about 3 left, Doc.
At least. Like I said, we'll see if he makes the adjustment, but it's probably 3 and 1 and a speed. Just let her roll.
Strike for Zack Hattori. The best Rachel Vaughn can shoot is 203. The number in Zack Hattori's head is 204, and to achieve that, he must strike and 5. Strike and 5, and Zack Hattori can pick between Marian University and McKendree University and earn a full ride $64,000 college scholarship courtesy of Ebonite. Strike and 5 to shut out Rachel Vaughn. There's the strike. And now the 5.
Still need 5, young man. Preparation, patience.
Going up the middle. Zack Hattori, you just earned your college education. Full ride, courtesy of Ebonite.
Congratulations to that young man. Well played all week.
Yeah, tremendous. Tremendous performance. Back-to-back champion.
And there's A.J. Johnson suffered an agonizing defeat yesterday, and he's here to congratulate Zack Hattori from Las Vegas. Tom Hattori just jumped off the couch. Every parent's concern. How do I figure out how to pay for my sons and daughters' education? Well, Tom Hattori, you no longer have that worry.
You just make sure, Tom Hattori, that you buy a few Ebonite balls along the line.
And now let's go over to Jackie Bowling with our winner.
Zack Hattori, you are the 2011 Teen Masters champion, 2nd time in a row. You have just won $64,000 in scholarship money. How did you endure through this entire tournament for the win?
It's been a long way coming, and everything's paid off. I wouldn't be here if it wasn't for my parents. Thanks, Mom and Dad. I love you. I know you guys are watching. It's just, I don't know. I can't even put it in words. It's unbelievable.
You have a full ride to go to college, Zach. What does this mean to you? How do you feel?
This is really life-changing. I mean, I've already been struggling to get, thinking about college and stuff, and now it's just all coming together now.
Well, congratulations, Zach. Seriously, this is a great honor to be a part of this tournament and watch you win this second year in a row. Good luck to you in the future, and congratulations.
Thank you.
This is your Powerhouse Report, guys. Back to you.
All right, thank you, Jackie. And there is your champion, Zack Hattori. $64,000. Don't go anywhere, folks. We got check and trophy coming up. Congratulations to Zach and his family. And I tell you what a performance. Rachel Vaughn gave it all she had. Just came up a little bit short, but that first game kind of got away from her. And
we were just one 10-pin away from having a roll-off for the whole cheese.
Yep.
Still an outstanding week for young Rachel.
Absolutely. $16,000 college scholarship to the account of Rachel Vaughn, and Zack Hattori is our winner at Grand Central Station. At the terminal, Ed Gallagher's got the ceremonial check, and we'll have our presentation from Kirk von Kruger. What a moment. Zack Hattori, not only two-time boys high school champion, but now the first Ebonite $64,000 full-ride college scholarship winner. And look out, Marion University or McKendree University. That might be our next doctor or engineer. Jeff, Mark, what an incredible week of competition here in New Jersey and New York. Maple Shade, Laurel Lanes, and now the Grand Central Terminal.
Absolutely phenomenal, Mike J. This was a special venue and a great week. And I tell you, for all the sponsoring partners and everything else, you cannot compliment everybody that was involved in this event enough.
And Jason Couch, we thank you so much for being a part of our webcast. Your impression of the youth competition here and in New Jersey.
Just a very special event all week, gentlemen. I'd like to thank you for allowing me time in your booth this week. I absolutely had a thrill, and I would be more than happy to do it again.
I'd say thank you so much for joining us. It's always great to have somebody like yourself in here and giving some insight of what a player thinks and feels. And obviously, as one of the longest ever with Ebonite International, we appreciate you having here. And I'm sure during the season, when we kick off in November, hopefully we'd rather watch you bowling, but anytime we can have you in the booth, we certainly want to see you in the booth.
Got to add some flavor to you boys.
Absolutely. Got to have some fun.
We like the seasoning.
Yes.
Well, we wrap it up from the first time ever at Vanderbilt Hall in New York City. And we have a grand champion, Zack Hattori, $64,000 Ebonite College Scholarship winner, and a lot of people to thank. First of all, Gary Beck and Killer Bee Promotions. And one of the brightest minds in the promotion of bowling. Had the opportunity to work with Gary many times. And Gary, you outdid yourself. Fantastic event, great national coverage today in the Wall Street Journal and MSNBC. And we will hope this reverberates throughout the bowling world for a long, long time to come. As always, our producer and video engineer, Jason Thomas, providing his constant support for Extra Frame, the powerhouse, Jackie Bowling, a smile to light the room. For Jason Couch and the Bowling Doctor, Jeff Mark. He sits in the most important chair in bowling.
Because it's mine, Mike J.
This is Mike J. Laneside inviting you to get out and enjoy the great sport of bowling this week. Throw the ball with family and friends soon at a local bowling center near you. For more information on Extra Frame, visit PBA.com. And until the Bowling Doctor joins you from York, PA, in the PBA regional event, this is Extra Frame, official video service of the PBA, wishing you a pleasant good evening from New York City. Good night.